All right, amazing people. I wanted to welcome each and every one of you to tonight's amazing topic of turning your passion into your paycheck. And I thought this would be a very instrumental conversation, especially for those that are looking to get into employment or discover what they need to be doing with their own gifts and talents and passions and their purpose to really make this worthwhile. So I wanted to really do this as a real estate agent for the past 24 years and a business coach for the past 10 years. Much of my business has been giving, serving, and making sure people have correct housing, great credit. And on the business side, making sure I'm giving back what I know, what I've learned through mentors and coaches over the years to make sure that each and every one of you enhance whatever it is, if it's going to be increasing in your income, if it's increasing with your personal development, whatever that looks like, that's my purpose. That's what I discovered what my purpose was. So I'm walking into that just to make sure that I'm bringing other people with me. All right. So I want to take you back to 2012 and the reason why this today is very important. I'm sitting on the side of my bed and all I remember is getting up, sitting up and looking at a couple of numbers, 439, 4760, and 101. 439, 4760, and 101. Now, those were bank balances in 3 different accounts. $4.39 in one, $47.60 in a second account, and in a third account, $1, a whopping $1.01 was in the third account. Now, I tell you, at 2012, this was not that long ago, but this was the part that makes today very important for a lot of you. So for a lot of that, I'm looking into my business and I'm like, I'm loving real estate. I'm loving everything I'm doing. Why do I feel disconnected? Why do I feel like something is still missing? Has anybody ever felt like I need to be focusing on something, I just don't know what it is? Has anybody ever felt that way? Like something's missing, right? And that's that feeling. Like I was doing amazing in real estate. My friendships were okay. And my relationships with the guy, probably single at that time, so it was okay. But at the same time, I'm starting to reflect back in that space. And I'm like, how did I get here and not know what my purpose is? And it's not that, money was coming in and out. And if you know anybody in the real estate space, right, Mr. Sam, Miss Felicia, you all understand income can go up and down. Up, down, down, up, down, however the zigzag looks. It was going up and down. So for me, this was a point where I had to really know God is about to break me before he's about to bless me. He's about to break me. And I understood that very clearly. And with this, now I'm being led. Now I'm asking questions. And I want you to follow along because these are key things that you want to make sure that you might be doing as well. I'm asking key questions. What do I need to be doing right now? Who do I need to be connecting to? One of the questions I didn't ask during that time, ladies and gentlemen, was how am I supposed to do this? Because I figured I'm not the writer of this pen, God is. And all I need to focus on is making the vision plain. And as underwater as I am with less than $53 in my account, I had to focus on, I need to work on my purpose so that every day I'm waking up, I'm happy, I'm excited. Now, for those that have a job out there, how many of you, let's be real. Let's be real. How many of you wake up and say, oh, I got to go to work? Put a 1 in the chat if you are honest and you just say, oh, I got to go to work today. I got to go to work. Okay. But the beautiful blessing is you get to go to work. You get to go to work. So when you switch around the way that you're thinking, right, Anya, right, Karen, when you look at things a little bit different, then you can start focusing on, wow, I get to go to work. Oh my gosh. So this is what I really want to make sure that you are going into that environment knowing you've got to go into it thinking different. And this is why multiple streams of income is super important for me now as I'm working with coaches, real estate agents, and everyday people, so that multiple streams of income is not a problem, so that that $53 in 2012 does not happen again. So at the same time, 2012, I didn't want to happen ever again. And when you get into that mode of knowing that, and you know multiple streams of income, not all at one time, but if you understand one extra stream of income can set you free, then you start focusing on that and only that. You don't focus on 5 different streams of income. You're focusing on one, driving that down deep, loving what you're doing. And then when that one is profitable, then you move on to the next one, okay? So in 2012, I'll finish up that story to show you how I kind of came out of that. 2012, I really started focusing on who do I need in my circle. And a great friend of mine did turn me on to the Circle of Champions. I'm not sure if anybody knows Bob Yates in the Maryland and DC area, but very instrumental with getting me to what we're about to focus on today. And that simply means he has an entrepreneur group. Yeah, he had an entrepreneur group, all right? So every week for about 6 weeks, there was a group of people just like us in a room and just kind of going over different ideas, money, financing, marketing, just different things, speaking, learning how to do different things, increasing in your entrepreneur space. And I adored being in that space. So remember, I'm going from $53, making up and down money, and then coming into this space. And God always leads you to something that's going to increase you, all right? Like I said, it's going to break you before he blesses you. And from that point, he introduced me to this purpose finder that you guys are about to do today. And if you've got the purpose finder, just make sure that you download it because we're about to go through it in a few. But that's going to be, we sat at a, 9 people. We were in a boardroom type setting. And he gave us his purpose finder. And I'm lost at this point. And when I finished this quiz, I cried. I really cried because it was a breakthrough moment for me, where when I finished looking at all of the answers on here, guess what was not on there as my answers? Anything in real estate was not even on there. Nothing. And it's not that I didn't adore my job or the career that I was in, but there is something that you were led to do, that only you were given a gift to do. And that's how I discovered my purpose. My purpose is to help increase individuals. It's not just showing houses. It's not just, writing ebooks and books and courses. It's not just that. It's elevating people. So you have to know without a shadow of a doubt when you leave, or when you leave this earth, what is it that you are supposed to be doing here? And if you know it already, let me know, drop it in the comments. You have to know without a shadow of a doubt, what is your gift? What is your purpose? And if that is not clear, hopefully by the end of this session, then you'll be able to go through it a little bit more and you'll be able to identify it. Okay, so what I will do is I will give you the link once more. So if you haven't downloaded it already, make sure that you download the Purpose Finder quiz, and you'll be able to see what changed me in 2012. And hopefully you'll have your breakthrough moment as well. Okay, all right. So can I share with you a few things that work for me in the morning, kind of throughout the day, like a couple of things that I've learned just as an individual and now as a coach? Can I share with you just a few things that I have learned to help this process elevate my friends a little bit more? Yes, yes. I want to share with you some things that have worked for me. And if it is something, I really want you to lean in, even if you're driving, just be very, pay close attention. There are 4 things that work for me, and I still keep doing this on a regular basis. Number 1, Number one is I have a disciplined morning. Number one is it's a disciplined morning. That means I'm not just getting up and running out the door. I'm not getting up late. I'm not just laying in bed. I mean, yes, there's sometimes, all right. But for the most part, there's going to be some discipline to the morning. That's at least 30 minutes of me going onto YouTube, listening to something to start my day, because outside is dangerous. How many of y'all know outside is dangerous, mentally dangerous? And if you stay outside, just focused on, oh, I'm just going to hurry up, breakfast, coffee, and let me just run out the door. The way you start your day is the way you end your day. So if you wonder, why is there so much confusion in my day? Why is there so much chaos in my day? You probably started it off wrong. Guarantee you probably started off wrong. I could pretty much bet on it. So here's one thing that you can do, slow it down. If you know you need to get up at 7, 6, some people work out in the morning, some people, are up early, whatever it is, give yourself at least 30 extra minutes. Give yourself at least 30 extra minutes. And that way, now you've got the ability to think and visualize the day. Figure out, what does the day look like? If you had a magic wand and you can just sit there and say, I'm going to have successful closing today. I'm going to have 2 deposits coming in today, totaling about $60,000. All of these things you can visualize. It's up to us. So we visualize that, and then maybe turn on YouTube, put some earphones on, take the dog for a walk, take you for a walk. I take my dog for a walk. This is the time I spend. And I'm spending that time really with myself so that I can take it all in. Take it all in. What's Joel Osteen talking about? What is Les Brown talking about? What is Eric Thomas talking about? Whoever you listen to, just begin that process. That is your disciplined morning. And that slows you down enough so that you can receive. Because when you go outside, yes, outside is dangerous. It's chaotic, but you have to have some kind of barrier for that day. All right, so do we have number one, Anya? Number one, disciplined morning. Number two is have a journal. I've talked about this plenty of times, all right? This is my journal, all right? And I'll just share with you what mine looks like. At the top, I've got the date and 5 things I plan to do today. The date and 5 things I plan to do today. Below that is 10 things I'm happy and grateful for. 10 things I'm happy and grateful for. We choose every feeling that we have. So, number one is be happy, loving, supporting, and wealthy. Why am I not going to be these things? I'm not saying be depressed, be sad. I'm choosing to be happy. I'm choosing to be happy, loving, supportive, and wealthy. And I noticed how much a calmer person I have been since I've been writing it. I remember driving to Virginia one time, coming back in traffic, and I just sat there and said, I am so flippin' happy. Out of the blue, I just said, I'm just happy because I chose that. So a lot of people are not in a happy place, and you know that. So choose to be happy. Choose to be happy, okay? So here it is, be happy, loving, supportive, and wealthy. Number 2, I'm looking for money. I'm looking for money. Receive and deposit $55,000 today in my Navy Federal and SoFi bank account. I did everything but put the account number on there. I did everything except put the account number on there, okay? And the next 3 things are just simply, what are 3 things that I'm looking to do in my business? 3 things that I'm looking to do in my business today, all right? Nothing too crazy, nothing out of the way, but it's just 3 things I'm looking to do in the business, okay? Welcome everyone. For those that are just now attending, there is the Purpose Finder quiz inside the chat box, and make sure that you hit that up so that you can use that. All right, so as we follow along, we are looking good. Okay, welcome, Nikki. Good to see you. Got some things for you. The next couple of things on here, if you watch The Secret, the movie, you will see why this is important. It's very important for you to attract what you're looking for. All right. If you're looking to attract a person, a job, a home, a car, anything, then you need to make sure that you're happy and grateful for what you already have. There are so many people out here now that just take for granted that they can get up and walk and go to the car. There are so many people that just take for granted that there's food in the refrigerator. The electricity is on. All of that. And so why not say, be grateful for that. If you're looking for bigger things, start to be happy and grateful for what you have. So I just begin every one of those with, I'm so happy and grateful now, because I'm in the present moment now for God's favor, for winning, for love. I'm writing all of these out. I'm just shortening for you guys. I'm so happy and grateful now for my daily deposits, for my home, my car, utilities, gas in the car, internet working. I'm so happy and grateful now for my health, my family and friends. Why can I recite these things so quickly? Because I write them, I feel them. I'm already embedded with them, all right? I'm so happy and grateful now for my paying clients. I'm happy now for new opportunities. So all of these things, when you're happy and grateful for these small things, God can open up and give you more. Make sense? Give you more. So if you haven't, if it's your birthday or it's back to school time, you better get yourself a notebook. Get yourself a notebook. It is your time to be intentional with yourself. Okay? And this is every day. This is every day. All right? So focus on what you want. Number one is have a disciplined morning. Number two, make sure that you write in your journal every day. And number three is focus. Focus. Focus on your passion. All right? Focus on what you need to be doing every single time. Focus. What is it that you're supposed to be focused on? All right? It could be whatever. Let's say you're a veterinarian and you want to open up a smoothie shop. Like, that's your passion. Focus on that every single day, just a little bit, just get in dream mode and just like, that daggone smoothie shop is coming my way. It's already mine. It's already mine. Okay. And then the last thing is, the things that help me most is getting a coach. You can't do things by yourself if you've never been there. And over the years, I've invested over $100,000 in coaching alone. And that's not to brag about the dollar amount. It's to let people know I'm investing to get better. One thing that I can't say, I'm not allowed to say, is I don't have it or I can't afford it, because the gift is in you. You just have to find it. How do I need to make that work? Big commitment. Big commitment, Sam. So those are some things that you train yourself to now do in the morning, throughout the day, focusing on your passion, your purpose, and then you're focusing on, how do I get better? What do I need to do to get better? And not focusing on, well, I don't have it. Oh, well, I guess it wasn't meant for me. Okay, maybe if it wasn't, for that kind of attitude, maybe you're right. But for the ones that really want it, and the ones that I know believe in themselves, sometimes you just need a little bit of help. You need that encouragement. So getting a coach, and I'm not even, I always have to make sure I discern the right ones before I get involved with one. God, send me the right one, the ethical one, the trustworthy one, the one that's going to get me some results, not just the ones, the flashy ones on Instagram, not that. All right. So those are the 4 things that I've found that's helped me get to where I am. I don't want to go back to 2012, because those moments where the account was $439, $47.60 and 101, that can't happen again. And that is the reason why I'm so determined that this is going to be the movement for me. I'm just going to make sure that I'm in somebody's life to make that change happen. All right. So we get to go to work is the new thing. We're not, I'm going to work. I got to go to work. That's not the play. Thank you, Carl. You gotta, I get to go to work every day. Wow. Okay. So let's focus now on shifting and let's look at this purpose finder. All right. Because this is the thing that has been changing a lot of people's lives. And I offer it for free. And I'm not going to put a price tag on that because I really want to make sure that people identify with what this is. So how many of you have it? Are we ready to go through the purpose finder? Because we're going to take a few moments to really go through that. And for those that are on IG Live, I'm going to cut it here because we're going to go through the purpose finder quiz in a little bit more in depth. So if you are able to come over to Zoom, I would highly suggest you do that now so that we can get things going because things are going to be a little bit more on the visual side. So I'll see you guys. I'm going to cut it off in about 5 minutes, but yeah, come on over to Zoom. It's pinned down below. All right, so let's get into this purpose finder quiz. All right, so if you've looked at it, I'm not going to pull it up because I want to be able to talk to you guys. When you pull up the purpose finder quiz, okay, mine's already filled out. Mine's already filled out. So what I want to do is go over these questions, 4 questions, so that you can get good with getting your breakthrough. Is that okay? Got 14 of you chiming in here, and this has got to be interactive. This is not just me talking to the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make sure that we get some interaction because this is very important. I wanted to make sure that this was really done on purpose so that this class can really make a difference going into the fall time. Y'all are going back to school. How about that? We're all going back to school right now. All right. So here's the purpose finder quiz. All right. There's 4 questions. There's 4 questions on here. And what we need to do is figure out 5 answers for each of them. The first one is, what do I love to do? What do I love to do? And you're driving, of course, you can't fill this in, but I want you to really rank, just put them on there. You don't have to rank them right now, but what do I love to do? 5 things, all right? I'm gonna give you a second to kind of put those together. What do I love to do? Mine were creative writing, acting, home staging, cooking, and travel. I'll give you about, and these are things that it may take a couple of hours. Some people, it took them a little bit of time to put it together. So think forward. Music and travel for you. Well, that makes a lot of sense for you, Carl. Musician, but that's not what you do every day. You know, that's not what you do every day. Meet people, reading, sharing information, and listening to others, okay? What do I love to do? You love it, love it. Thank you, Gwen. You all don't have to do the direct message. We're all family here. Karen, holistic, got it, love it. Gwen, you're on the sewing, teaching, travel side, okay. Hey, Gina, speaking, encouraging others, and teaching. I love it. These are good. All right, so hopefully you guys you're writing it down on your form, right? You're writing it down. You're writing it down, working out and staying active. I like that. I like it, I like it. Sam, you're the workout king now. Educating and watching sports. And acting too, Sam. Let's put that in there. Let's be real. Y'all seen his TikToks, you know, he's gonna make you laugh with little Sam. All right. Thank you for sharing. Nikki says cooking, travel, and shopping. Got it. So because I know all of you, none of you, when it says, what do I love to do? None of those touched your day-to-day jobs. This is perfect. This is perfect. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one is, what am I good at? Some of these answers may be the same. It's okay. What am I good at? Give your top 5 answers for what am I good at? I did creative writing. That was similar to the first one. Social media marketing, what I'm good at. Public speaking, running my mouth. Cooking and acting came up again. So it's okay if they overlap. Dante, hello, welcome. All right, Gina says, speaking, encouraging others. Yes, Sam, you do. So this is just to get your motor running a little bit. Helping others reach goals, teaching others about financial services. You did more than 5. Helping others achieve their real estate goals, helping others feel good about themselves, sharing declarations and affirmations for others. Okay, so we are in the encouraging others space, teaching others, and financial services space. Is that safe to say? She's a real estate agent and she's in financial services. All right, let's keep it moving. The third one is, what is important to me? What's important to me? I said no debt, making income. I mean, that's kind of important. Making income is kind of important. Financial organization, being balanced, if that is a word, and bettering others. Those were my answers, my 5 answers to what is important to me. Spreadsheets. I like to look at spreadsheets, but I hate to make them. Art, quilts, and teaching. All right, so Gwen, teaching keeps coming up for you. God, family, fairness. Now, these are your values. All right, so y'all get the gist of it, right? So you're not putting these in any particular order right now. It's just a matter of jotting them down on what first comes to mind. Put the glasses on now. The last one. Karen, yes, being balanced in all areas. What am I born to do is your last one. What am I born to do? Creative writing, public speaking, teaching others, connecting people, listen and communicate. That's what I wrote for what I'm born to do. Please share yours. Gwen, thank you.
How do you know what you're born to do?
For which one? What am I born to do?
How do you know what you're born to do?
You gotta dig deep. You gotta quiet the noise and quiet the distractions, and you have to, it may take some time to figure it out, but what am I born to do? All right, let's get back to this and let's take a look at what happened. As I shared with you, this is what could make or break your next steps. And I don't know what that next step could be for you, but it's really a matter of you sitting down, removing all the distractions, the people, the noise, the cell phones, all social media, and then just sit there and just ask a series of questions. What am I supposed to be doing? Like, what was I born to do? More than anybody else, what do I do better than anybody else? What am I born to do? What am I here for? And if that's a part that is a hesitation for you, then that's the reason why you've got to connect yourself with other groups of people. Like I said, coaching is super important to help bring that out. Write these out. You got to just kind of scramble it out and just kind of mess around a little bit. Now, it comes to you. It should, but I'm not saying, for everyone, it's a matter of removing the distraction so you can honestly ask these questions of yourself. Because if you got a lot of people and distractive things going on, you're not going to be able to get these answers. But if you're sitting still and you're speaking to your God and you're asking what, when, and who questions, just ask. It'll come to you. It may not come right there at 7:01. It may not come at 8:01. It may come the next day. It may come 2 weeks from now. But you've got to be open to be able to even figure out what is for me. Okay? So those questions started to come. And 2012, again, I just did not want that type of year to ever happen to me or to anyone else ever again. So I keep this on my vision board. I keep this on my vision board. Now, here's the thing. When you really get in front of this piece of paper and you have time to write out your 5 answers, then I want you to go back and put a number 1 next to the one that stands out the most. That stands out the most. When you look at your 5 answers of each question, go and look at your number 1. And that's going to highlight everything for you and say, wow, that's the arena that I need to be focused on. Okay, so for example, what do I love to do? My number 1 that I circled was creative writing. Not real estate, nothing, no credit, none of that was on there. Number 1, I went and honed in on that I felt was most important was creative writing. The next one, what am I good at? My number 1 was creative writing again. I wasn't on YouTube a whole lot during this time. I was, but I wasn't. And I'm gonna share with you why I started doing more of the videos, okay? Number 3, what is important to me? The number 1 answer for myself was making income. All right, so we got creative writing twice, we got income, making income 1 time, and then what am I born to do? Number 1 was teach others. So creative writing, making money, and teaching others. How did I come up with YouTube as the platform for me to teach, make money, and help other people? That's because God told me. Because it was right here. So how do you find what you're supposed to be doing? It's kind of on this piece of paper right here, if you're really honest with yourself. And I wasn't working, none of the answers, as I said, I was working in real estate for about 12 years at that time. So why was real estate not mentioned? It was a means to make a check. I'm good at it. Pat myself, okay, just pat myself. I was good at it, but it's not what God told me to do. That's not what I was supposed to be doing to connect people later in life. You understand? So are we putting a 1 if we're connecting a little bit here? Is this making sense on how it's important? Administrative, I like that. Yep. And sometimes you don't know, Ozzy, what that looks like. Like I didn't know exactly what that looked like in 2012 and 13 when I finished this quiz. I didn't know. So big shout out to Bob Yates. I'm always going to give him the praise because he was the one that gave me this quiz, and I'm sharing it with you guys now. All right. So how do you get to the paycheck? Okay. Now let's focus on, does anyone have any questions about the 4 questions? When you sit down, have some quiet time, when you're not on the Zoom here with me and the rest of the folks here, then you want to make sure that you're honestly going through there, take the time, answer the questions, and then hone in with my number 1 answer, because that's the one that you really need to focus on building for the next phase of your life. Okay? And the question comes up, how am I going to do it? Don't ask that question. That is not your job to figure out. How am I going to pay the bill? How am I going to connect to the job? How? You focus on, remember I said the morning, your morning makes a difference. And if in your morning ritual, you are writing out, getting new job today. If that's what you're intending to do, then you've already let the universe know what you're looking for. As crazy as things may sound, purchasing new home and car today, I put that on there yesterday. But it's not even in my future, but I'm putting it on there because I want it in my future. So I'm looking for the right people and resources to come to me. So this is why the morning ritual is very important. Write out how you plan to feel, how much money you plan to deposit into your account today, and then 3 other ancillary things of what you plan to do today. I'm still trading in the Forex in the market, right? So I'm going to say, win all trades today. Right, Dante? Win all trades, okay? And at the end of the day, I can look back at those 3 things and say, you're welcome, Ozzy. I can sit back and say, hey, I at least got 2 out of the 3 things done, or 2.5 out of the 3 things. I got them done today. Okay, so it wasn't a total loss, but I'm letting the universe know what I plan to do. So are we understanding that the morning intentions really matter? Yes, no, maybe. We got to see that that's super important to set the intention of the day. I'm not a stressed person because I've already set the day. So I don't know what's about to happen, but I've already let God know what I'm looking for. Thank you. Then I can go outside, Ozzy, right, Nikki? Then we can go outside. I've got 3 different invitations to help bring this to fruition for many of you. So I'll talk about that a little bit more in a few minutes, but there's ways that we need to finish this conversation. And there's 3 ways, so just hang in there, because I'm gonna make sure that I share that with you so we can continue this. Here are some stats on why we have to make the extra money, okay? Right now, unemployed is sitting about 6.4 million people in the US. 6.4. During the pandemic, 20 million. So 6 million people are not working right now. And if we knew a little bit more about the passion, the purpose, then they could probably pivot into something a little bit easier to bring the paycheck to them. Yes? Okay. So unemployed doesn't mean I have to get a job, but it means I might have to be working in something that I'm purposed to do to be able to make the income that I really need. Does that make sense? Okay. Unemployed, $6.4 million. That's almost 5% of the population. It's not working. Okay. The next thing we're looking at is inflation numbers. Crazy. Inflation numbers now are teetering around 2.93%, depending on which stat you look at. During the pandemic, 2021-22, 9%. So are we still feeling the effects of the economic situation? Hell yeah. 9%, and then we're now at 3%. So that's what it says, but that's not how it feels in our households, right? It feels like 5 or 7% every time I freaking go outside and I have to, never mind, all right? Solutions, we're talking about solutions today. We're talking solutions. If it's skyrocketed around 9%, no problem, Liz. And the average raise that people are getting on their jobs are anywhere between 5 and 12%, depending on your industry. 5 to 12%. Please tell me, how does that really feel when inflation could be around 5 or 7%, but your boss says, I'm giving you an 8% raise? It cancels itself out. So it's like, I'm still broke. I still don't have the money because inflation took it away. So this is the reason why it's important to make sure, work your job. Be grateful for the job, okay? But there's something else that you're passionate about, that you're purposed to do, that I want to make sure that you're walking into that to make sure that you can pay for the life insurance. You can pay for the groceries. You can pay for the name brand Dove and not just soap. All right. You can pay for the things when they come up as an inconvenience. Tire flat, no problem. I've got the money in my savings. I can certainly do that. And that's what I help individuals do. I help individuals find that purpose, figure out what they're passionate about doing, and make money in that area. All right. So once you know the plan of action, then it's a little bit easier to walk in without you feeling like you have to do it all by yourself. Okay. Here are the three things I wanted to share, and I've shared this with some of you before. And I'm going to share the site with you. CourseCareers is an option, and that's one of the three offers I wanted to share with you. Okay. Many of you are either not working, you're looking for something else to do to enhance your income. I'm talking to you. All right. And working inside of a space, one of the number one platforms actually to find employment is actually with CourseCareers. And what I'll do is I'll send you the link for them. So if you are interested in that space, I would highly suggest you take a look into that so that you can further your employment space. And here's the big play on that. Many of us are nearing retirement or at retirement, all right? So if you're not at a place where you are saying, I've got 2 million over here, 7 million over here to take you through retirement, sometimes you're going to have to do something that you're not loving going into, but you can see this as a vehicle to get you to the retirement money that you need. Let me explain. Let me show this to you. Let me show it to you, okay? At the top of 2023, I was putting in hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating because I had them on a spreadsheet, hundreds of resumes because I wanted to get into a sales position. All right, still working in real estate, but I'm like, I want to do something else in sales to kind of keep my teaching going, just kind of keep that going. So prior to me finding CourseCareers, this platform saved me because you're going to find that you're putting in a lot of Indeed and LinkedIn and Career Builder resumes, right? You're putting in these applications and not even getting notified, right? You're like, no one's even paying attention. It's like you're just putting it out there. I put the time in here. Please give me some love back. So what happens is I was listening to Anthony O'Neill, well-respected gentleman on YouTube, speaks a lot on entrepreneurship and finances. So I knew if he's talking about CourseCareers on his YouTube platform, it's no joke. So he was speaking about CourseCareers, how people were getting into the tech space, the technology space. And I was like, tech, I don't know anything about tech. Well, if you have a cell phone, I mean, this is technically tech, but there's some other ways that you're able to get into the tech space. And I was like, I could do that. And there's entry-level jobs that will get you there. Here's the play that I want you guys to lean in and pay attention to. Am I going to stay in this for the rest of my life? That was what I was thinking. No. But is it going to be that stable income that I need to get back on track with getting the house so I can qualify for the house? Hello. Qualify for the car. Be able just to live like a normal human being and start to save money again. That was the play on why I wanted to take the position. So here's how CourseCareers work. You have options to get into any of these arenas. Technology sales, that's the one I took because I wanted to strengthen my knowledge in sales. IT, some of you are good with IT work. Accounting, data analytics, software development, digital advertising, UI, user experience, basically design, and human resources. And Nikki, that's why I thought about you for that one. That is those 8 different components, they didn't have this many when I first started. They only had digital marketing, IT, and technology sales. So now they have more. So you get in there, and as you see, you can do the free course just to see if is this something you really want to get into. you want to take the course, it's actually $4.99. And they can split the payments up in 4 payments. So it's like $150 every 2 weeks. So I was like, I can do that. I borrowed the money from my dad at the time. I'm like, I want this. I want this. So I took the course. It took me 1 weekend to get through the course because y'all, I was determined. I was determined to get this certification. So at the end of the class, it's self-paced. So it's not like it's a live instructor. You got to show up at 8, 9 o'clock at night. So it's on your own time. I took the course, started on a Friday, and I finished it on Sunday. At that point, they help you with your resume building. They help you make sure that your resume stands out. And I needed that. And from that point, I took the test. You can take the test 2 times as long as you get at least a 70% or above. The biggest part that was the saving grace is that CourseCareers is partnered with a lot of different employers looking for us. So we passed the test, and then you should be, I'm not guaranteeing it, but you should be getting a call. Some kind of interview process can get started from someone in this arena. Some employer is looking for you. So this is a matchmaking service for you looking for a job, and now it reverses the process. Instead of you having to look for a job so hard, take the course, pass it, I would say at least 80, 90% so that you're in a good high percentage. And then from that point, now employers are now looking to interview you for that position. I was like, I'm sold. 1 weekend I did the technology sales, and then the next weekend I did the digital advertising. You know, I was committed to getting in front of this. Those are things that I'm passionate about. So digital, the teaching, you know, helping people online, social media, that was a thing for me personally. So you ask yourself, is this something? And if you want to take this course, free course, look at some of these here and see, is it something that you can take? Take the free introductory course first. And then if you want to roll into the course itself, it's only $499. And once you get that certification, you'd want to update your LinkedIn profile with that certification on there. Okay, so I'm going to drop the link if you are interested in CourseCareers. Like, it's a game changer. And this one is $50 off. I love it. So I like that because, yeah, it reverses the process. I was sick and tired of, I got 1 week after I finished my test, and I did get a call back. I got an interview, I got hired. I'm crying. I'm like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, we're ready for you. Now, I was not loving the culture of that company after I did a little bit more investigation, but I'm a testimony. You know, it worked. It worked. If I stayed in it to keep going, I just didn't commit to it any further. But you get the education, you get to enhance your resume, you get the certification, and now you're in a position where employers are now reaching out to you. Okay, so it's definitely a win if you're tired of putting all these resumes out here. Gotcha. Okay, so I dropped the link in there in the chat. Use that if you are serious about looking into that over the next weekend or so. You know, do what you need to do and take a look at the courses. Some of those are a little bit too technical for me. Like, I'm not getting into IT, but some of y'all, I know that's your jam, and that may be something that can help you get into the IT space. Again, this play is to help you get to the next level. If this is the job that's going to pay you $50, $70, $80, $100,000 or more, those salaries are pretty much stated on the website. So you can kind of see what that industry is pulling in. So you can pretty much see, am I getting into a decent salary job? All right. But there's no guarantees. I'm just letting you know it's not a guarantee that everybody gets it. But CourseCareers is one of the top platforms for employers looking for you. All right. All right. So like I said, I have 3 different offers to help get this together for you. The second one, CourseCareers is number 1. The second one is going to be the ebook that I have written that shows you the online profit playbook. That's going to be 20 different options that you can use to make money from home. To make money from home, all right? And what I'll do is I'll drop the link in here because you want to take a look and see what does that look like for you. It's $17, guys. It's 17 whole dollars, but I can't go into 20 different options right now. I've got cannabis dispensary in there. There's voiceovers. Actually, for those that are in the Forex, who's in Forex trading? I'm not sure if you know about it, but just recently, some of the guys from Brandon Thomas, you know Brandon Thomas's name. If you know him, then you know he's got back at zero. So that's more on the bank type of situation. They have a free trading platform. So those that might be interested in trading, that would be a great way for you not only to get free trading, free trades, and now you get to be the bank because now you get to, let's say Lanice starts, and this is an affiliate program. This is an affiliate program only. It's not network marketing. And Nikki signs up as a trader, Ozzy, Felicia, Sam, all of them sign up. Let's say 5 people sign up. When those 5 people are placing trades, Lanice will get a part of that money. When we're making deposits to fund our account, Lanice will get a piece of that. So that's something new. So if you guys want to message me personally on that, that's not in the book, that's not in the ebook, but that is something that if you want to get on the other side of money and be the bank, that is a wonderful way for you to now start not only trading with, a great group of people who know what they're doing. Those traders have been in the business for multiple years, but now you get to actually profit, okay? So I'm going to give you the ebook link. So if you're interested in getting the ebook for yourself so that you can get those ways yourself, 20 different ways on how to profit from home. Let's do that. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right. So the second thing we went through, so the first thing was I want to get y'all employed, get the right training and get employers calling you. CourseCareers was number 1. Second one is going to be the Unleash collection. Hit that link. So if you want to get the ebook where it says the online profit playbook, then that's going to be the book, so you can explore a little bit more about what you're great at doing, and that way you can kind of explore what we can do. Everybody is not equipped to do the cannabis dispensary. Like, I like it because it helps people on the side of helping people explore healthy alternatives, make extra money for a business, but it's not for everyone. All right, you do have to open your mouth and you do have to do some work to keep that business going. So does it work for everyone? No, but you need to kind of figure out what works best for your personality. Okay. So number 2 is get the ebook, figure out which one works best. It's only $17. So I'm not hitting you over the head at all with that one. Good stuff, Gina. Congratulations. And the last thing I wanted to offer you was the ability to work one-on-one with me. Now that's the only time that we can kind of come off of this platform and put all of these things together one-on-one, because now that gives me the time and you the time to really figure out who your ideal client is, what your messaging needs to be, okay? And then what's your next steps as far as making money from that. And that's 6 weeks working with me. That's not a canned program as far as week 1, we do this. No, it's very tailored to who you are and what your business needs to look like over the next 6 weeks, really the next 90 days. All right. So no less than doubling your income is what we're looking for to get out of that. Normally that 6 weeks with me is $2,500, but 3 of you only, I'm only doing that for 3 people to discount it by 50% off. Only $1,250. $1,250. All right. So it's not even a money maker. It's the opportunity for you to step up and step into your genius at some point. It's got to be done. And that's only for 3 people. So use that same link. You'll be able to go and look for the actual course, 6 weeks with me. and you'll be able to take a look and see if that's going to be a better fit for you. I can't do the work for you. One of the excuses could be, I don't have the money. There's payment options in there. Okay. And remember, I shared with you, one of the things that we don't want to continuously say is, I don't have it. Well, let's focus on saying something different as far as, what do I need to do to make that happen? Whether it's $1,200, $1,000, $500, if it's something that is going to change the next steps for you, the question that you always want to ask is, what do I need to do to make that happen? Because if my car was stuck on the side of the road, we're asking that same question. What do I need to do to make this car run again, right? Because that's important. So I'm inviting you to have that ability to say yes to yourself, figure out what your next steps are with me so that we can work that out together. Again, that is only $1,250, and it is payment options in there if that is something that you need. And I can only take 3 because I still have coaching clients now that we're still working through. But that discount goes away on Sunday. Goes away on Sunday. So I will make sure that I drop that into the chat box as well. And certainly anybody that is looking to talk a little bit more about what they need and what they're missing, I'm open to that 15-minute discussion. It's not going to be a coaching call. It's 15 minutes to kind of answer a couple of questions that you have. I leave those 15-minute appointments open, really, so that we can kind of identify what next steps are. And then from that point, then we can kind of see what is needed. Okay. Have I borrowed money for education? Yes, I have borrowed money. Someone asked me in the chat, have I borrowed money for education? Yes, I have. I shared with you, I borrowed the money last year just to get started on CourseCareers because I was like in between stuff. And I was like, Dad, I want. And he was like, all right. And I paid him back because I knew how the cycle works. So it was no problem of paying him back. So yes, I have borrowed money for education before. But I've also done different things as far as lines of credit and things like that so that I can pay for what I need. 1, CourseCareers, does that sound enticing for anyone? Get yourself employers calling you, all right? Number 2, you've got the ebook so that you've got 20 different options aside from, because I don't have time to talk about all of them here, but you've got 20 different options to at least figure out what can I do from home. Figure out what the passion is, work from the passion, the purpose quiz first, and it will kind of lead you into, well, I kind of like this. This is more in the arena of what I need to be doing. Okay. There's some, because Ozzy, you had mentioned you were in the admin space. There's some things in there to help with support in the admin space. So you find out it could trigger something in there that could be like, it's exactly what I need. And the number 3 option is if you really wanted to work more one-on-one with me so we can really figure out what you need, who you should be working with, and who's going to be sending you the checks, then we need to be working together one-on-one for that. And I did send my calendar in there as well. So if you guys have any other questions, I'm certainly here. I am available. I answer my phone. If you've got my phone number, I definitely answer that. So I definitely want to thank you guys all for showing up for this. This was a very important session. I wanted to make sure it was out. We probably will do something like this again in the future because I think it's very important for people to have intention. It's very important for people to wake up with intention and not just flail around in the day, just being. All right. I want you to visualize a little bit more of what your day and your life really needs to look like. There's some people that might need to leave your life, but there's some people that needs to actually come into your life and you don't know what they look like quite yet. So very important to make sure that you do that morning ritual so that you are factoring in, who do I need? What do I need to get done? And what am I grateful for already? Once you do that, listen to at least 30 minutes of something positive, not just music, But for those that are in my Unleash the Entrepreneur group, I send you guys group messages at least once or twice a week so that you can start your morning out with something right? So you start out with something video-wise, just listen to something on YouTube, capture that, and let me know how the experience is going for you. If you guys have any other questions, I'm certainly here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.